Everyone in Facebook land is gentle and kind to us today because we are on the COVID
On the mend.
COVID mend, and we look like caca and we sound like caca. We are a caca mess, but we are live, so that's good.
That's what happens when you spend so much time together.
I know, right?
I gave Lindsay the COVID.
We slept in the same bed on a girls trip, and I was like, "Oh, going down." I still, though, really think that I don't know which is more possible, the fact that I got sick from you in 6 hours, which is not supposed to be possible, or that I was sick before we went, because I felt a little bit weird before we went, and yeah, I don't know. I just don't, by the time we hit that traffic for the tunnel on the way home, I came home, I fell asleep on the couch, I was dead. So I don't even know if that's...
Yeah, I mean, obviously it kicked both of our asses, so it is a serious thing, to put both of us down. Lindsay was like, when I saw you lay down on the couch, I knew that it was serious.
It scared me. I walked out and you were laying down on the couch under a blanket, and I was like, something has happened to my friend. All right, let's dig into mirror and matching. I'm kind of excited for this one. So I had this funny revelation last week when we were talking about Bolt, which we'll talk about a little bit today again. But both of us come from technically trained sales backgrounds, which is wildly unusual for real estate agents because real estate's the number one fallback career in the world. And so most people just kind of land into real estate. But because we both came from new home sales, we come from these backgrounds where companies were spending millions of dollars teaching us and training us on how to sell. And while resale is different, you're still a salesperson. I think the biggest thing you're selling is yourself, right? To your clients. In this market currently, you're not doing a lot of selling on the house, but there are markets that we've both worked in over the years where you do have to sell the house too.
So. Yeah, and who knows when that'll happen? It can go immediately back to that. So.
Yes. But it's kind of funny. All of a sudden last week, we were both like, oh, we should bring in some of our old school sales trainings because we do know so much about it. So today we're going to talk about mirror and matching. And I said this last week, and I always really feel this way. Most of the sales trainings that we were, lucky enough to have been a part of, and even most of the trainings for resale agents are deeply rooted in psychology, which I think people always find kind of weird. But I really do feel like sometimes if you do these techniques correctly, it turns you into a masterful salesperson because you're getting at exactly what makes people buy and how, their brain works. It can almost be really manipulative. So you've got to learn how to use these sales tactics in your career, but use them carefully because it's power. With great power comes great responsibility. But some of them are scary. And mirror and match and bull, which we went over last week, which is the 4 personality types: bull, owl, lamb, tiger, very similar to a disc profile. You can manipulate the shit out of some people with some mirror and matching. So mirror and matching is a technique that's been around forever. It's rooted in NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming. And it's basically changing your body language and your tone to match and mirror the person that you're talking to. And it's wildly powerful. It is a way to build rapport instantly, whether you're on the phone, even in a text message or a Facebook message with somebody, or in person. And it's one of the ways that you have rapport, right? So it's a pretty sneaky little thing.
I would say too that it's almost like you have to change your personality to match theirs, not just, the way you talk or how loud you talk. All of those things are important too. But if my personality came out to an owl, that would be really off-putting, right? So we wouldn't want to do that. So you almost have to change who you are to match that person.
100%.
You can figure out who that person is, the quicker you can change who you are.
Yes. So I think we should, we'll use the Bolt examples to dig into how to mirror and match, just because we talked about it last week and it's a good way to kind of like peg personality type. So just a super quick recap. Bolt is a sales technique that came before the DISC profile. The DISC is probably kind of based on it, but it's based on 4 personality types or 4 animals. So you have your bull, which is your high D, if you know the DISC. You've got your owl, which is your high C. You've got your lamb, which would be a high S. And then you've got the tiger, which is a high I. So learning how to mirror and match is learning how to essentially almost become or inhabit another animal or DISC profile personality type that is not your natural own, in order to make the person that you're talking to feel comfortable and to build instant rapport. I think women do this naturally really well. Men struggle a lot more with this, in my opinion, just because I feel like women are better personality and energy readers, and women are very used to looking at other people and thinking about what they want and need, because that's what we do at home and with our families. But so let's start with a bull. So your bull is your high D. That's the person that is, like we talked about last week, when you're showing them homes, very interested in the look of the home on the outside. So a bull needs the property to be really flashy and sexy. They're going to drive the flashy and sexy car. Your bull is loud, opinionated, driven. They can't stand details, and they need things to happen very, very, very fast. So Angela and I are both natural bulls. I'm a bull tiger, but so that personality type, most real estate agents and salespeople are either a high D or a bull or a tiger in some way, shape, or form. But if you weren't naturally, how do you mirror and match with a bull? I think we should just role play. So why don't you be the bull?
Okay.
And let's say that we are on the phone for the first time ever together, and you're calling to ask questions about a house.
Okay.
And I am not a bull in this case. Let's say I'm a tiger. So we'll role play first, like I'm my natural tiger, and then I'll mirror and match you as a bull.
Okay. Hey, Lindsay, this is Angela with Mackenzie Jackson Real Estate. I was just calling you to talk about what you really wanted in your next home. Can you tell me a little bit about what it is that you guys are looking for in the house? Is it more important that you have a corner lot, or how many bedrooms are you looking for? What's really important to you and your family about the house?
Okay, you're being the bull, right? Or I'm being the bull? You're being the bull.
I'll be the bull.
I don't know. I haven't really thought about any of that. I just know that I'm so excited to move, and I just absolutely cannot wait to get into a new house. And I was thinking that, there's like 17 neighborhoods that I really like, and I saw this one kitchen and I thought it was really absolutely gorgeous. And I don't know. I just know that I want to buy a new house.
Okay, so how many children do you have? Do you have any kids, or is it just you, your husband? That way it'll help me figure out exactly how many bedrooms you're going to need.
I have one, and he's the best, and he's so awesome, and he's super into American Ninja Warrior, and like he does this flipping thing, and he's like just the best. You're gonna love him. I cannot wait for you to meet him. Do you see? Do you see Angela? So Angela is a bull, and she's gonna have to come up to try to match and mirror my tiger, which like you can physically see her struggling to come up to match my tiger.
Yeah. Lindsay, I am so excited to meet him. I can't wait to see him doing all those flips and crazy stuff. So it sounds like we're going to need at least 3 bedrooms and probably a space for him to do all those flips, right? Like maybe a loft or something. Does that sound like something you guys would like?
Oh yeah, a loft would be so good. Oh my God, we could play Fortnite all night long in that loft. Yes, loft for sure.
There is a neighborhood that's really close to this iFly area and flipping center up in the area that you're looking in. Is that a neighborhood that you think you might want to look in? Because that builder there has some great floor plans. I think that would be a great fit for you. What do you think? You want to check those out?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
So she did a really good job there. Ooh, the COVID is making me sweat, guys. I gotta take my sweater off. I'm dying. So she did a really good job there. If she had been her natural bull and not upped her level of excitement, I would have felt as a tiger like she was flat and cold.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have felt probably like she was disinterested and like she didn't think it was exciting and didn't care about me. And so I probably would continue to look for someone who matched my level of excitement. And that's what mirror match is all about.
Yeah. And sometimes it's such a difference between your personality and your client's personality that it's better for you to bring somebody else in from your team to work with them, because they will either exhaust you personally and take everything from you and you just can't give any more to them, or it's just a really good opportunity for your people to be involved as well. For me, it's been really helpful because Krista in our office is not the same personality type as me. She is very bubbly. I'm not. And I can't fake that. I'd rather have her genuinely be able to match those people than have me work with them.
So one of the things about mirror and matching that's super important, though, is that it should be very subtle and it should be very nuanced, right? So you don't want to be crazy fake or crazy in someone's face with it. But if you get that phone call from a tiger and you're a bull or an owl or a lamb, really anything else besides a tiger, that tiger is going to feel like you don't care about them. Like they're just going to feel, because they're so naturally excited, they're going to feel like you're not in this with them. You don't care. You're just a commission to them, all of those feelings, right? So
those people really want you to be their friend. And in order for you to be their friend, you have to match them both rhythmically with your speech type, the excitement in your voice, the cadence in which you're talking, and your energy level. Like all of those things have to match, and you're going to be on the phone longer with a tiger and a lamb probably than you will be with either of the two of the other one. And it's important for them to have reassurance that you're going to be good friends, because with a tiger, that's really what they care about.
And a lamb too, they need to know you're protecting them. And
they want to know that you're protecting them.
Yeah. Safety and friendship, right? Yeah, but this is why it's so important, because, and I'm sure if everyone takes a second to think about an experience, it doesn't have to be real estate, in anything that they've ever had, they've come up against another personality type in which they did not feel instant rapport because there was no mirror matching and those personality types were so different. So if you've ever been in a situation where you're trying to connect with someone on anything and you just can't quite make that connection and you don't know why, it's usually because of that discrepancy in personality type. And so as salespeople, we are always trying to learn how to be more fluid and connect with any personality type. And it has to happen instantly. If you meet someone in person, you only have one chance, and over the phone in a text message, you only have one chance. So your first step is you get really good at last week's conversation, which is identifying what personality type you're talking to. And then this week, then the next step is you work on your mirror match. So, a bull, if you tiger all over a bull, let's talk about like the physicality of each of the personality types. So the bull is forceful physically too. The bull stands up tall, their shoulders are back, they're very confident. The bull is usually not standing very close to your face. They are very, and this is your high D, very confident.
Yeah. I don't want to be touched. I'm not a hugger. I don't barely shake my hand if you're going to shake my hand, or nothing. I don't need to emotionally connect with you.
The owl physically is very quiet and reserved. The owl almost always usually probably has something in their hands because they're looking at an MLS sheet or they're looking at neighborhood information. They might have a notebook that they're taking notes in. They probably have their phone out. They're taking notes in their notepad, or while you're walking around the house or talking to them, the owl is secretly like Zillowing or Googling and fact checking everything that you're saying.
Those are people that it would be really helpful for you to hand an MLS sheet to, as well as you have one, and always have a pen ready for them and an extra pad of paper. Like if you know that's the person that you're meeting, be prepared. The more prepared you can be for those types of folks. If you're going to put them in your car, you should have your cold water. You should have snacks. Like they want to see how prepared you are. And it's almost like a test. Like the tiger will eat all of your candy that you have and like leave shit all over your back seat. The owl just wants to know that you have it. They probably brought their own, but they want to see that you're prepared. So that's super important. And with owls, they will judge you on your handshake. It's really important for you to have a strong handshake with them. If you go in with like a limp, like handshake with really anybody, but especially those people, like it's not going to go well. They want to see that you're confident, you know what you're doing, but that you also will be asking questions if you don't know. So
the lamb,
do not run out of gas with those people.
Oh my God.
Don't fill up with gas, like for anybody, but please go ahead of time and fill up your gas tank.
Oh, that would be so bad. Or get lost and not know where you're going with an owl. So the lamb is our high S. And remember that when backed into a corner or stressed, a lamb can present as a bull or as a high D. But typically speaking, a lamb is quiet. You will have to work harder to draw answers out of them. They will not ask as many questions. A lamb they're quieter. Their body language is very reserved. Those people might have their hands in their pockets. They might hold their hands like this. And the lamb is like physically adverse to the craziness that is a tiger. And then the tiger
does not need to know about any stressful shit going on in your transaction. Do not let them know that anything is going wrong. Fix it and don't talk about it.
100%. And the lamb loves a hug. The lamb wants a hug, but you have to earn the right to be able to hug your lamb. But the lamb is the one that needs like the physical affection in the transaction.
Those are the people that are going to contact you forever and ever and ever about everything. Like, here's some pictures of my child 7 years after we've closed doing tumbling at gymnastics. Just thought you might want to see what little Annie's doing. Cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
The tiger is everywhere. Just think of Tigger from Winnie the Pooh. The tiger is big with body language. They talk with their hands. Their arms might be, they are running around. It's really difficult to get in a word with the tiger, and they are so freaking excited, like we talked about last week. Your biggest problem with your tiger is usually you have to calm them the hell down to focus them and get them to do anything correctly.
And with them, when they are like all crazy and like that, you have to also mirror that. Like now, all of a sudden, you turn into like a crazy Italian woman, and you have to like start using your hands when you talk. And you need to be excited about everything. And these are the people that if you don't set an appointment like today, like now, and remind them about it, even if the appointment is an hour from them, they will forget about you and go somewhere else. These are the people that you immediately make an appointment with, and don't just write it down, but you have to text them and remind them, and then get a confirmation text from them that they remember, and send them a calendar invite, even if it's an hour from now. They will forget because they have 900 other things going on, right? So they're all over the place. So that personality type really needs the extra help, and they appreciate that kind of thing.
So the psychology of mirror and matching is really interesting. Psychologically, when one person physically matches what another person is doing, it makes person A feel as if they are instantly connected. They're the same. They're bonded. They have a connection. They know each other. And that's why mirror match is so powerful. So you really, the interesting thing is some of the personality types can be kind of contagious. Like I would say that a tiger is very contagious because they get so excited. You most of the time can't help but get excited as well. The biggest problems with not mirror and matching, and the fastest way that you can lose a client or never earn the client or have problems with the client, in my opinion, is the big two, the bull and the tiger. When you're with an owl or a lamb and you are too much bull or too much tiger, those people will freak out and they will run from you very, very quickly. Adversely, though, too, bulls have no time for bullshit. And so they will get very angry really quickly if you're not matching their level of intensity. So it's really important. Physically practicing mirror and matching is super, super important. Like you should practice this with people in your life at home. It comes down to even tone and physical movements, right? So, if you're talking to a bull and that bull is really forceful, you present as forceful. If you're talking to a tiger and they're using your hand, the hands, then you use the hands too. It's a physical mirror and match. Oh, you're muted, I think.
If they're leaning in to talk to you, you also need to lean in. If they have their legs crossed, you need to cross your legs. Like those are small indicators, like that you're mirror and matching, literally mirroring them. If you're not doing those things, that can be off-putting to them. So that's really important. And probably one of my favorite clients is the lamb, not because I won't want to say they're easily manipulated, because they're not. But I feel like I have to protect them. And I, as a bull, I like protecting people and making sure that they're taken care of and not being taken advantage of. I take it as like a personal, thing that I like stand on. That's my big platitude. Like I want to make sure that they're taken care of, like it's really important to me because I feel like other people are going to run over them and they're going to end up in a neighborhood with like crazy high taxes and not know about it. You know what I mean? Like they're like that client that will end up in a neighborhood without doing the research or something that has crazy high taxes and like they're not going to be able to afford it in 2 years. Like I feel like I have to be there to help them, like I love those clients. I don't love owls. I hate working with them.
You're married to one, so that's funny. Okay, so let's role play. Let's do the next one. Let's do bull to owl. And this time let's make it like we're face to face so that people can kind of see. If you're listening to this on the podcast, you can go on YouTube and watch the video of it. But let's let them see how you mirror match me. So same conversation, ask me about what I want in a house and start as a bull and start in your natural bull really strongly and then mirror match me as an owl. And let's see how you change.
Okay. Hey, Lindsay, it's Angela from Mackenzie Jackson Real Estate. I was just calling you to go over your list of items that you wanted in your house. I know that you guys are going to be starting your home search here soon. What are some of those things that are super important to you?
Oh God, you guys. Look, I literally just almost mirror matched her by putting my hand on my chin, and I'm not supposed to be. She's supposed to be mirror matching me. It's so natural. Hi, Angela. Thank you so much for calling me. I was wondering if maybe you have 15 or 20 minutes because I have some questions.
I do, absolutely. Let me grab my pen and paper. That way I can write down any questions that you might have. What are some of the questions that you've got, Lindsay? I'd love to go over those with you.
Could you tell me in Colorado Springs where you think the best area is for a family, but still close to the Air Force Academy? I've done some research, but I've only been there twice, and I'd like to know what you think.
So I know that you're really great at doing some research. What have you found as far as school districts that are really important to you?
I have an 11-year-old boy who's in 6th grade, and he's about to go into middle school, and I just want to make sure that he's in a good school academically. Okay. Academics is really important to us.
Okay, I understand that. That's really important to my family as well. My husband did a ton of research on the school district and the specific school within the district. that my kids go to. My son is very into aeronautics. And so we decided on this particular school within School District 20, which is right outside of the Air Force Academy. Would you like to learn more about that school? I'm happy to send you a link to it so you can do some research.
Oh, that was so good. Okay, so you can hear her bring her boldness down. Like you can hear her slow her cadence of her speech. You can hear her start to insert more words, which automatically made my inner owl feel safe and comfortable because she's giving me robust conversation. She picked up her pen when she noticed that I had a pen too. And that made my inner owl feel instantly like she was taking this seriously. If I'm taking notes, she's taking notes. And then she matched my posture. She matched actions that I was taking, which physically made me feel like we were connected. We're the same person. And it's really weird. And I know that this sounds hokey when you're listening to us talk about this right now, but if you watch in your life for like the people that you connect with, it's people that have similar patterns as you. It makes you feel safe.
Yeah, it's really important because, you know, depending on who that person is, you're going to be a little bit different when you interact with them. Because if you're not, they're not going to be people that stay in your life very long, right? Like I don't have friends that are tigers typically, unless when we hang out, they're not as tiger-like. And Lindsay will tell you when we hang out, she's like a lot calmer. And
I have a lot of bull in me as I've gotten older as well. But
and she'll get excited about some things, but it's not like everything's exciting. Because for me, I would immediately be like, I can't do this.
It's
like I'm exhausted.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to you're a bull. Let's go to lamb.
I love lamb.
I love lamb. Let's try lamb. So come in as your bull naturally, and then mirror match me as a lamb. Ooh, man, lamb is even hard for me to pretend because I'm the least from a lamb ever.
Yeah. Hey, Lindsay, it's Angela with Mackenzie Jackson. I was calling to talk to you about purchasing your home. What are some of the super important things to you about, the house itself? Are you looking for a big kitchen, or what are the things that you really want in the house?
Are you the one that my friend Tim sent to me? Did you work with my friend Tim?
I did work with Tim. I loved him. How did you guys meet?
I've known Tim a really long time, since like elementary school. He's been a really good friend of mine for a really, really long time. And he said he really liked working with you.
Oh my gosh, I loved him. He was such a wonderful guy. Is there a place where I can come and meet you in person? Because I'd love to sit down with you and talk through in person things that are really important to you in your next home. When would be a good time for me to do that?
Oh, I would really like that. Where do you usually meet your clients? Like, could we like lunch or coffee?
Yeah, I would love to bring you to lunch. Have you ever been to Neaters? Have you been there before?
I have been there. I love their
Neaters.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah, let's go
to
Neaters.
I can do this Wednesday. Would Wednesday work for you, like around noon?
Yeah, I think that would be perfect.
Okay, awesome. I'll send you a reminder on Wednesday morning just so that we can make sure that you're coming. And then are you going to bring your kids with you, or is it just going to be you?
Should I?
Yeah, bring your kids. I'll bring my kids. And then you can bring yours and they can hang out and talk while we're talking about the house, okay?
That was so good. Totally a different Angela. It's so weird to even watch you do that. So right away, she picked up on the fact that I was insecure and that I needed to know that she'd been recommended by someone, because that made me feel safe. And she leaned way into the emotion, which is exactly what the lamb needs to feel safe. So that was really good.
That is not somebody that you want to talk to on the phone about anything really, really, really important about the house. That's somebody that you need to meet in person. So that's why that's immediately my go-to is, where can we meet? Where's a safe place that we can go? That's not your house, because they will never meet you at their house because they don't know you and don't trust you. So you need to meet them on neutral ground. So I usually choose Neaters or which if you don't have a Kneaders is like a little deli type place, and they've got really good pastries and coffee and that kind
That
of
was
stuff.
funny. That even made me my inner lamb feel safe, because Kneaders is
it's like a Chick-fil-A, but with other food.
But it's like comfort food, like a Cracker Barrel, or like instantly the second you said that, I was like, dude, she's so smart. She just invited the lamb to have soup, which is like warm and comforting comfort food.
So I always invite them to there. I don't do Chick-fil-A because it's loud. So you need to be cognizant of
quiet and safe.
who that person is and where the atmosphere is that you would want to bring them to, that they would feel comfortable and be able to open up to you. So it's super important that you pick up on those things really quickly over the phone.
You posture-wise leaned into me, which made me feel like it was warm and welcoming. And I crossed my arms for comfort, and you crossed your arms. You did it. That was great. Mirror and matching. Very, very good.
And what's crazy is I don't even think about it anymore. And I'm sure you don't either. But it just kind of happens. And like the second you can hear it in their voice, that kind of like extremely slow cadence and quiet talking, almost like a whisper, you have to bring it down at least like 30 notches. But you still want to be a little bull. Somebody has to drive the truck, right? Somebody has to make the decisions. Those are the people that you give them the two options, like what time do you want to meet there, what day, you have to choose that, because they're not going to figure it out. So you have to choose those things, but you have to do it in a way that it's not off-putting for them.
Yeah, that was really good. We did bull tiger, and that one was funny for me because I saw you physically struggling to up your, and everyone, by the way, everyone has a personality type that's like oil and water for them. Yeah. For me, it's also the owls. I have the hardest time with the owls because to me, the owls always feel distrusting, and that makes me really upset because I'm the expert. And so I don't understand why they don't trust me. It's not that I'm invalidating their need for information. It's just at some point I get frustrated with the owls, and I just want to go, dude, just trust me and let me do my job.
Yeah. Those are also the people that are not very quick to sign listing agreements.
Ever.
No. So just know that in advance. If you're going to be really forceful with that kind of thing, it's not going to go well. Make sure with those people that you send them documents well in advance so they can read them. And then instead of saying, hey, basically, you don't understand this contract, let me explain it to you. You need to tell them like, hey, if you have any questions, please call me. Here's some of the highlights that might be important for you to understand in there. Because they're never going to call you and say, I don't know.
Okay, I think this one's going to be interesting. We need to role play how to mirror and match a bull, but we're both naturally pretty bullish. So why don't I be the real estate agent this time, and I'll be the tiger, and you be the bull, and I'll mirror match you. Because this one, man, the bull has zero. Like the bull will hang up on you mid call. If they're qualifying you on the phone or with you in person, they meet you at an open house, they meet you at the supermarket, a bull will walk away from you, or they will hang up the telephone mid conversation because they just don't have time for your bullshit.
Okay. Hit me with it. I'm ready for you.
Hey, Angela, this is Lindsay. Oh my gosh. My friend Sally.
Wait
a second. You gotta figure out who you are. Hi, Angela, I'm so sorry. We just got disconnected on the phone. Did you hang up, or it might have been my phone? I was at Apple the other day, and I've been having problems with my phone. So I'm really sorry. I'm sorry if it's my phone. Anyways, Sally gave me your contact information and told me to give you a call because you might want to move to Denver.
Yeah, I do. I already have a couple of neighborhoods picked out. I know Sally told you that I was looking for a house. So I have a list of things that I really want in the house. And I'm ready to look at houses today. What time today can you do it?
Well, I just need 1 second to look at my calendar, but I think that I could probably meet you there at about 11:45. Do you think that would work for you?
Yeah, 11:45 is fine. My husband won't be able to be there with me, but I'll be there. Can I just meet you there, or do you need to, do we need to go together? I mean, I'm really close to that area now, so.
Totally fine. We can meet there. If you could do me a huge favor and just text me those 3 addresses that you want to see, then I'll schedule those showings right now and I'll meet you there at 11:45. And I'm looking really forward to meeting you. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Like if you come in tiger hot with that bull, they literally, like you can see it in her face. And while we're play acting right now, that is 100% the face that bull is actually making on the telephone. So you got to bring down that energy. You got to cut 80% of the words that you're saying, and you have to jump when they say jump.
Text is super great for bulls because it's very quick to the point. I also, as a bull, I hate when people send me those little like voice messages to my text. That drives me fucking crazy. Just text me what you want to say quickly. Give me the details. Like I need an outline. I don't need like your life story. I just need the details of where I'm supposed to be and when, and I'm going to need a reminder 100%. Like you're going to need to send me a calendar invite.
I would say the hardest people to get on the phone or be on the phone with is the bull and the lamb. Yeah. The bull, because they just don't have time for it. They don't care. To a bull, it's irritating. They do not understand why you need to have a phone conversation when it could have just been done in a text. The bull is the person that has that doormat on their front door that says, like, why are you here? Did you text first? Right. The lamb is hard to have a phone conversation with because they're literally afraid to answer the telephone.
Right. Which is why it's important that you meet them in person.
Yes.
Instead of just talking to them on the phone, because it's really impersonal and they need to be able to see you and cry in front of you and all of that and see how you react.
That is true.
They will.
It's 100%. It's very
true. They're not handshake people. Like they're the ones that like when they shake your hand, it's like a weird like wet towel because they don't know what to do. They
might wipe their hands on their pants for
in the fetal position for hours at the kneaders. That's what they want.
Okay, now I think we should not mirror match, and we should see how these conversations go not mirror matching. So let's do bull owl first. We got a spam comment.
Wow, we're really on the map now. That's exciting.
Oh, it's on YouTube.
Oh, love it.
We've never had one of those before. Okay, so sorry, that was my tiger that was like, oh, look at the shiny thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's mirror match bull owl. Let's not mirror match bull owl, and let's see. Like I guarantee you guys will feel like the
awkward.
It's so awkward. So which one do you want to be? You want to be bull or owl?
I'll be owl.
Okay, I'll be the bull, and I'll be you be the real estate agent.
Oh God.
I'm the owl. I suck as an owl.
All right, so I'm owl then. Hey, Lindsay, this is Angela. I was calling you. I sent you over a list of the properties we're going to view today. Did you have any questions about those, or do we want to take any off the list, or does all of that look good to you?
Did you email that to me? Because I didn't see it. Did you email it or did you text it?
I emailed it to you. Would you like me to text it to you instead?
Yes, please. How many are in it?
16.
I don't think I have time to look at that. Which ones do you think that we should see?
Well, I always think it's a good idea to see all of them. It's really important that you can see everything that you need to see before making that decision. It's a big decision. I want to make sure that you see everything. There's some really good investments in there that I want to make sure that you see. You're going to notice that a lot of them are interior lots, and some of them don't meet all of your expectations. Like some of them have smaller home sites, but they're a really good value. So that's why I wanted it to be, on your list. Is there anything that you want to take off the list?
I mean, I just have to be kind of honest. Like I thought that I hired you and that you're going to get paid because you're supposed to know what I want. And I have a really busy day today and I just can't spend my time going through 16 properties. Like, can't you just pick 2 or 3 that you know that I'm going to like, don't you know what I want by now?
Well, like I said, I really want you to see all of these. So if you can't make it to all of them, I can go and take some video for you and then give you a report on which ones I think are a really good value for you.
Let me just text my husband and see what he wants to do. And I'll text you back in a minute.
Okay.
Ooh, it's like
It's like oil and water. It's terrible.
Terrible.
Like excruciatingly painful to just be in that conversation and not mirror match it. Like, because you can already see, like, Lindsay will never call me back ever, because she knows I didn't listen to her and I just gave her this laundry list of shit. Lindsay cannot see more than 4 homes physically. It will make her ill. And she doesn't really even need to see them in person. She can go through that list of 17 homes and tell you out of that 17 homes which one she wants to see, and I guarantee you it's none of them.
And I expect that I'm getting what I pay for. I expect that she knows what I want. You know, I expect that, like, I took my amazing, wonderful, precious, valuable time, and I already told her what I wanted. So for her to come back to me and have, to me, what feels like insecurity about it makes me feel like she has zero idea what she's doing. She's inexperienced. She doesn't know how to help me, and I need to find someone who knows what they're doing. Like, that's literally how that conversation made me feel. And that's what's so crazy. That's it. And you can have all these like missed connections. Why, you're like, I don't understand. I showed that I was experienced. I gave them so much information and they never called me back. And you don't realize it's literally because you're not mirror matching and vibing personality wise.
You want to do that exact same conversation, but bull to bull?
Yeah.
Let's see how that goes.
Okay.
Hey, Lindsay, it's Angela with Mackenzie Jackson. I emailed you a list of homes. Did you get that last night?
I did, and I want to see 6, 2, and 4.
Okay, let me text you those addresses. What time works for you to go see those today?
Noon. I only have 45 minutes at lunch though, so we got to squeeze them in fast.
Okay, I have to have you go see this new build that I have. It's off market and it's perfect. It's gorgeous views. I think that you would love the house. Can we make sure that we fit that one in, because it's super special and it's got really everything that you want. Super low earnest money too. But nobody else can see it, and it's the best views in town. So I want to make sure we see that one. It's not on your list, but it's a bonus one. So I
trust you. I know you know what I want. So go ahead and set it up and just text me with where to meet you.
Awesome. And then I'll text you, and then I'll email your husband. Cool.
Perfect.
Awesome. See you then.
Bye. So much better.
Yeah.
Like, even my actual bull in real life felt so much better with that conversation.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be long. Like, and if it's long, you've already lost them, like, immediately. And if there's that dead silence, like when you first call them and talk to them, like when you know that there's like a telemarketer on the other end of the line, you got like literally 1 second of silence before I'm done. Like, you need to make it quick. It needs to start the conversation, and we need to get into it. I don't care how your day was. Let's just get it going, because I got a lot of showings to get scheduled for you. And I want to make sure that it's exactly what you want, that I've done research on it. I might have had a list of 17, and I might send you the whole list of 17 as a bull, but I'm going to say I only want you to look at these 3. These are the special ones. The rest of them, they're nice houses, but they're not going to be nice for you. So that's not what you want to do with that personality type. You shouldn't be showing them houses that are like builder basic. Like, they need to have those really cool features in them. So as a bull, when I'm renovating houses for other bulls.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I know that if they're gonna appeal to a bull, they're gonna appeal to everybody else. And so I'm making my buyer pool a lot bigger by making sure that there's those sparkly things, but that the house looks perfect on the outside first. So I paint every house. So, fun fact.
Let's do another one where we're not mirror matching, so we can feel the uncomfortableness again. Let's do bull tiger.
Okay.
What you want to? Can you even physically be a tiger?
I mean, I might throw up in a trash can here, but yes.
Okay, I'll be the tiger. You be the bull. Which one do you want to be? Real estate agent or client?
I'll be the client.
Okay, I'll be the real estate agent. Okay. Oh my God, Angela, I just saw, you will not believe this. I saw 4 houses on the MLS today, and I really, 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 really think that number 3 and 4 are exactly what you're looking for. The kitchen is so gorgeous, and the master bathroom is the prettiest thing I've ever seen. And I literally cannot wait for you to see these. I know that you said that you have a really, really, really busy schedule, but I am so excited. And I know these two could be the one. So what time can we go see them today? Can I pick you up?
What is the view like from there? Like, can you send me a text with what the view is from that house?
I mean, it's really pretty. It's pretty good. I mean, I think it's better than the last two that we saw last week.
I don't want to see anybody behind me.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. What did you say?
I don't want to see anybody behind me, period.
Oh.
I don't want any neighbors behind me.
Oh.
So, like, if I don't have that, like, I don't even want to go see it.
Okay, well, one of them has an open space view, but I mean, it's kind of open space view. Like, you're looking at open space kind of off like the right corner of this house. So like mostly open space if you're on the right side of the deck. I don't know. I think you should just see them. Can't I come pick you up? We could go like in an hour. Is an hour good?
I can. I'm working. Can you just send me some pictures of it? Just like a front pic and like a picture from the porch where my view is. If there's no porch, I'm not going to go see it. And I want to see what the view is from the back of the house. So if you want to go and preview it, that's fine, but I can't spend the time to go look at it right now.
Okay. I'll go out and take some pictures and video. And I can even FaceTime you when I get there. If I have enough cell phone service, I'll FaceTime you. Okay.
Yeah, I don't have FaceTime. Just text me.
That's it. It's done. I mean, it's so uncomfortable. Like yeah. It's so bad. And here's one of the things that I think is really interesting. I think like calls to like. That's like a natural law of the universe. And so a lot of people naturally only gravitate towards their own personality types. And this stuff that we're talking about seems ridiculous, probably considering that 80% of agents have been in real estate less than 3 years and have never worked in a market where any of this stuff
matters.
But you know, that will not always be the case. And you will be severely lost if you don't learn how to sell when you're in a market in which you have to sell your house and you have to actually sell a house.
There's a difference between 20 transactions a year and 60.
Correct.
Is understanding that's at a really high level.
Correct. Because if you intend to have a bigger business or grow your business, you can't stay in the comfort of only working with your natural personality type. Now, those deals, they will always be the most fun where there isn't any work and you don't have to work to mirror match somebody, but it's not physically possible to only work with bulls if you're a bull, or only work with tigers if you're a tiger. And you've got to learn how to roll in those other places with those other personality types. And think about like marriage. You never see two bulls married to each other. It's rare to see two owls or two lambs, married to each other. Your close personal relationships are usually with people who are not your personality type. So this, right? That if you want to buy a car and you're a bull and you're going home to your husband, that you're going to have to present him with the information on the fact that this is not an impulse buy and why, you need the car and what the car is going to do for you and where you can get it. You're not just going to run in and sit down at the table and go like, I'm buying a car, or your marriage isn't going to last very long, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, my husband's an owl and we are actually looking for a car right now, and I'm a bull. And he's like, I really want this type of car, but I can't find it anywhere. It's a super, rare car right now. It's really hard to buy like higher end cars right now. So I pick up a phone and I'm calling every dealership that has those cars. And I'm like, what do you have? What's your down payment? Like, can we just buy it now? Because I assume that he's already done all of his research on it. He just needs somebody to pull the trigger and make those annoying phone calls because he doesn't want to talk to anybody. Ever. If he could do it all online, he would do it all online. He's like the prime buyer for Rocket Mortgage, like anybody, like Quicken, like he'll do all of that shit online. He doesn't want to talk to anyone. Mm-hmm. He doesn't want to go through the drive-through and talk to anyone to pick up food. He'd rather do it on Uber Eats.
Speaking of that, by the way, if you've ever been to a Dutch Brothers, that's a tiger.
I've never been to a Dutch Brothers.
Oh my God, dude. I was actually at Starbucks the other day and it was very clear that the girl had just come from working at Dutch Brothers, go into a Dutch Brothers and go through the drive-through, and that is a tiger. And I guarantee you, everyone on earth should just go do that today or this week just to have that experience, because you will 1,000,000% literally understand exactly why we're talking about mirror match being important, because you go through that drive-through and all you want is a coffee and you're tired and you need the freaking coffee, and the person is literally walking outside next to your car, following you the entire way down. And all you want to do is roll up your windshield until they hand you the coffee. Like, go to Dutch Brothers and see how exhausting it is to be run over by that crazy ass personality type, and you will see why.
You're going to walk out with not a coffee. You're going to get some kind of like crazy ass drink that they have on special right now, and like a fucking muffin top or something that they have to sell today, because you just want them to shut up so you can get through the line. That's usually what it is.
1,000%.
And I've never been there. I just assume.
Yeah, no, everyone should go test out a Dutch.
They probably ask you about your day and shit's weird.
It's a tiger. Dutch Brothers is training the tigers. But yeah, I mean, you can't expect, I mean, you know, if your business stays relatively small, you have more choice over choosing the personalities that you work with. But at some point in time, if you're going to choose to have a bigger business, or you stay in this business long enough, you will come into contact with these other personality types, and you'll either put them off from the very beginning and have that misconnection and not be able to understand why, because you thought you did everything right, or you will have a terrible transaction with that person. One of the biggest places, in my opinion, where I think mirror match is the absolute most important is at the table for a listing presentation.
Yes.
Especially if those clients are interviewing multiple people. It is so important to match them physically and energy-wise, and to make them feel confident in you, because I think that's what mirror match comes down to. If we don't build that rapport and we don't feel a connection, we don't want to buy things from people. We don't want to work with people, right? So it essentially makes the other party feel like you're not experienced, you're not confident, you're not whatever it is that it flags in their personality type. But oh my God, if you go on listing presentations and you don't nail them and you wonder why, in my opinion, it's probably 90% mirror match. When I go to a house for a listing presentation, easily the first 10 or 15 minutes is I walk in, I introduce myself, and then I ask them to tour me around the house. And I know almost instantly from the way that they give that home tour what personality type they are, so that I know when we're finished walking around the house and we sit down at the kitchen table exactly how to tailor my personality for that listing presentation. And if you ever go on listing presentations and you're like, man, I gave all the information, I'm the neighborhood expert, I know it's mirror match. And there's a lot of ego in this industry. We all have it. A lot of people sit down, myself included, before, I really worked on learning all of this stuff. You can sit down at the table and steamroll someone and leave feeling like you gave an A+++ presentation, and you will never hear from them again. And you don't understand why. And it's 100% because of this, in my opinion.
And you will leave different things depending on who that personality type is. Like if I'm going to a listing presentation and I know it's for a lamb's house, I am going to physically come back later myself and drop off something. Those are those people that you need to nurture them, and they need to feel special and not forgotten. But they care about the more emotional side of the business. So if you're not dropping off, like, even if it's an orchid or something for their house that you're going to use later, like those are the people that give a shit about that. It's important that you do it. For a bull, like I might call something in after closing or after the appointment and say, hey, have this delivered to their house. They don't need to talk to me. They just need to know that I thought about them. And then when I'm leaving stuff for them, I'm leaving different things depending on that personality type. If it's an owl's house that I'm at, I'm leaving them a full ass report of everything so they can go over it. And I'm going to give them some time to go over it. And I'm going to use email a lot with them. I'm not going to text them because it's impersonal for them. But when I call them on the phone, they don't have time for that either. They don't want that extra interaction. Email is always best for them typically. And you want to ask them how they best prefer to be communicated with. With bulls, I'm going to literally leave them 4 comp sheets with writing on them and then circle the number and a net sheet, and that's it. That's it. I'm not going to leave them a full report. For a tiger, I'm going to give them a whole bunch of crap to look at that they're never going to look at. It's just going to be like a bunch of pictures and shit. And then 4 MLS sheets, and here's what I recommend you do. And here's how much you're going to make at X. And then you can go buy X things with the amount of profit that you make. That's what I'm going to do for those people. With lambs, I'm going to meet them in person and take a lot of time with them. And I'm not going to meet them first time at their house. With lambs, we're going to ask them things like, where is your favorite place in the house? What is it? How do you feel when you're in that place? And they're going to tell you all the emotion behind it and basically write the property description for a lamb for you right there. You know, a bull isn't going to do that. Like, I'm not going to walk you through my house and tell you my favorite part of the house. It's the view or the way the house looks from the driveway, period. I like that I can park 37 cars on my driveway. That's my favorite part of the house. My favorite part of the house is how much money it's going to make me when I sell it. You know, for an owl, they're not going to take the time to walk you through their house. They don't want you in their house very long.
Mm-hmm.
They want to make sure that you know more than them, and are going to give them the right information, and you haven't bullshitted them. That's all they care about for an owl. You know, so be really cognizant of that kind of stuff when you're walking through the homes and doing your listing presentations with them, because, you know, they're interviewing you as much as you're interviewing them.
Oh, absolutely. And go back to, I think one of the biggest triggers when you're starting to learn this stuff is where they're spending their time. Excuse me. So if you can't figure out from their body language or their, you know, the way they speak very quickly when you're there at the house, what personality type they are, go back to the 4 and where they hang out again. So the bull is always going to talk about the exterior. They're always going to talk about the deck, the patio, the view, the garage. That's where your bull is going to show you. Your owl's going to show you the office or the quiet corner in the basement where they work.
Bookshelves where they can read, that kind of shit. Quiet places.
Or where their Xbox is, where their gaming system is for an owl. The lamb is always going to spend the most time showing you around the master bedroom, master bathroom, and closet. And your tiger is going to be in the kitchen. So again, that's helpful to try to figure out in the beginning, which is which. But you know,
what house to show them? Like, if you're showing an owl a house that doesn't have a space for them, like, don't even do it. Same with your lambs. And new builds are perfect for tigers usually because the kitchen's renovated. But you don't want to show them a house that can be built. You want to show them an inventory home. Otherwise, they're going to change their mind a lot.
They can't get through the process. It's
and lambs, they want a really nice master suite that they can get away from everybody else and close the door.
And a bathroom.
So 5-piece baths are usually important to lambs.
You know, I think it's interesting though. Like, I think that I don't even think it's ego. Well, there is a lot of ego in this business, but I also think what happens is you get a certain number of transactions under your belt and you feel really confident. You feel like you are the expert. You feel like you know what's going on, and that's true. It's probably really true. But then we all have the tendency to go into, and buyers and sellers are different. It's obviously much harder to learn how to be a listing agent to get those clients than it is with a buyer. But you know, we have that tendency then to, you know, pack up all of our experience and pack up all of our knowledge and combine it with the fact that most of us are naturally either bulls or tigers in sales, and go over to someone's house and just shit on them emotionally in the listing presentation. And it's totally accidental, but not every personality type wants to or needs to hear or can even accept hearing, I'm the best, you should work with me, I've sold X amount of houses, I sell every single house above, you know, asking price, blah, 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 blah. Like, this is their home and they're entrusting you to sell it. And they will not work with you if they don't feel that emotionally you connect. And it isn't always experience. And yeah, a bull wants you to walk in to their house and go, I've been in the business for 20 years. I've sold 57,000 houses. Every single one of them sells for 10% over listing price. And I'm the shit. I'm the best. You can't hire anyone else. Another bull would be like, yeah, that's our guy. Right. But a lot of the other personality types would be like, dude didn't ask me one question about myself or my goals. I don't feel safe with him. He seems cold and unexcited, right? So
I also don't want 47 people running in and out of my house and me having to uproot my family for every single showing. So what's the solution for that? Yep. So in my listing presentation, and I'm sure Lindsay's too, we have a little bit for everybody. So there's going to be certain things that are more important to a certain personality type than others. And I do them for every single person, but some people don't necessarily need one of the things in there. So I always know exactly what personality is. It's not going to, depending on where they want their hotel for the weekend, because I put my clients up in a hotel. I'm not going to recommend a Holiday Inn in Colorado Springs for a bull client. I'm going to say, hey, I can get you a room at the Broadmoor if you'd like, which is, a 5-star hotel that I've actually never stayed in because it's too bougie for me. I'd be afraid that I'd break shit. For a tiger, I'm not going to say, hey, let me put you in the Broadmoor. I'm going to say, hey, I could pick up a lodge.
Yeah, it's exciting. Yeah, but I do think this is, I would challenge people that if you're going on listing presentations and you're losing them, this has a massive part to do with it. A massive part to do with it. And it's an ego check, and that's really difficult. And we've all had to, every top producer has been kicked in the shorts and had to ego check themselves and learn that stuff. But, this is about the clients, and it doesn't matter how fucking awesome we are. It's still about the clients, and you can be fucking awesome while completely in tune to your clients' wants and needs. And that's how you really start to learn to win.
Yeah. Well, I hope that this has been super helpful and valuable to all of you. I challenge everybody to start observing more. Watch what people are doing in their body language, and even at home, but especially out in public. If you're going out to a restaurant, look at your server. They're used to working with people, and the really good servers are usually the ones that are really good at mirror match.
Right? A really super quick, good way to know if you have them, if you're connecting with your mirror match, and if you have that instant rapport, is they call it in NLP, it's called leading. So it's to lead them. So what that means is, when you're sitting there at the table for the listing presentation together and you've been talking for maybe 10 or 15 minutes and you've been mirror matching them, then you change something, you lead. So you cross your legs. And if the people that you're speaking to cross their legs also, boom, you're connected and they're mirror matching you. You put your hand like this and see if within a minute or two, right, people follow you. You pick up the cadence of your speech or lower it. And if they follow suit, then that means that you are working. It's working.
It's not necessarily just getting a yes per se. It's more getting that buy-in. That's more important than just getting a yes.
I mean, how many times have you ever had a yes and then they ghost you?
Mm-hmm.
To me, this is almost the same thing as dating.
Yeah.
It really is. If you go to dinner with a man or a woman, and you're just not vibing, you'll never hear from them ever again. And you can leave that dinner going oh, he thought I was pretty. He thought I was funny. That's the love of my fucking life. And then you're I don't understand why he ghosted me. It's because he wasn't vibing. You didn't have the connection and you didn't realize it.
Yeah.
So I do think it's the same thing. I can't tell you how many, that's happened to me in the beginning of my career and how many times I hear agents or see them posting about it. I went to a listing presentation. I gave them everything. I thought I did an amazing job. And then last week I saw them listed with another agent. You didn't vibe. That's what happened. So obviously step one is get the experience and know what you're doing enough to be able to take care of the clients, or the confidence to just jump in and do it if you've never done that thing before. But to me, step two is learn how to psychologically and emotionally vibe with every client that you meet.
Yep. And make sure if you're going to a listing presentation that you are taking care of yourself. Your hair needs to be done, your makeup needs to be done if you wear makeup, your nails need to be done. Those are the things that are important. As a realtor, I will probably never have bright pink fuchsia nails because it's a distraction. I wear red lipstick because I want people to listen to me and watch what I'm saying. So they're directing their attention to my mouth.
I just told you this story the other day. This is a true story. So my grandparents passed in California, and the family needed a real estate agent to sell their property. And I went through the corporate network of my office and selected 2 very high profile, top producing, like these were the 2 best women in the city, both of them doing hundreds of millions of dollars worth of transactions a year. And I'm a shitbag saying this right now because I look like a shitbag right now because I'm literally still in my pajamas from COVID, but
you're also not going to a listing appointment right
now. How I go to my appointment, right? So both of these women go and meet with my family, and my mom was there helping, to get the house listed. And she and my uncle called me and they said, we want to go with the second one. And I said, okay, tell me why. And they literally said that the first woman showed up, her car was unwashed. And then when she sat down at the table, she had a hole in her suit jacket that like you could see through, and she had red nail polish on and it was all chipped. And my mom said, this is literally what she said. She said, I knew the second that she sat down that she wasn't very successful. And we didn't feel like she had the experience to take care of us. And I said, what? I mean, this is the top woman in the city, top number 1 and top number 2. And she goes, I mean, she couldn't even afford to get a new jacket or get her manicure done. So clearly she's not selling any real estate. So clearly, how does she have any experience to take care of us? And that blew my fucking mind, you guys. Like, I have thought about that so many times over the years. Their perception was that this number 1 woman in the entire city wasn't experienced to take care of them because her nail polish was chipped.
And it's all because she didn't take care of herself, that her priority was she didn't have the time to do those things. She was too busy out probably getting other listings or the clients, that she didn't go get her nails done. She didn't do her makeup. She didn't
100%.
take care of herself or clean her car.
100%. And she could have been the better agent. She could have been the one that was more experienced. She could have got them more money. It could have been easier, but the perception to them was that she couldn't take care of them. So perception is reality. And listen, like, we do live in a pretty casual society, and there are plenty of times where I'm casual with my clients, but and I love people that are who they are, and I love all of that stuff. But like, if you're going to be a person who shows up in jeans or yoga pants or whatever, at least make sure that you're clean and well put together, because you just never know.
Yeah. I would say that you need to be very cognizant of what you're wearing if you know the personality type that you are going to meet.
Oh my God.
Very important. Like, I would not wear red lipstick if I'm going to meet with a lamb. I would not wear like a power suit to meet with them either. I would be comfortable,
cozy,
but I would be safe. Like, I would never wear a low cut shirt near them. I would wear a crew neck like this. And you got to be really careful with what you're wearing around those personality types, because they're judging you based on how you look before you even get to their front door.
I have had people not hire me over what I've worn. I have definitely, like, if you're going to meet with a bull, you need to look aces and you need to be dressed up. And that's just facts.
Yeah.
And probably an owl too, because an owl is the judgiest of everyone. An owl knows it all, right? But yeah, I mean, it is, if you want to get real into the psychology, you want to get real into the NLP, you can dive into what color shirt you wear that makes you more powerful to each of the personality types. But it's real stuff. It's real stuff. And if you don't learn it, you just run over it, and it's hard. Yeah.
Yeah. But once you get it, it's really not fair once you do. So start observing, be cognizant of it, and then start implementing it into your daily real estate career and your life, and see what a big difference it makes. Eventually, you'll no longer have to think about it, and you'll just do it.
This was fun.
Yeah.
Yay. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
That's my tiger. You can literally hear my bracelets jingling from my tiger hands. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.